Hi, my name is Dr. Yemisi Femi Pius, and I am a level 1 inner circle parent living in the UK. This is my second year in the inner circle program of the Intentional Parent Academy, and I just want to share with you how the program has impacted my life. Before joining the academy, I knew there was something called intentional parenting. I had tips in mind, strategies, principles, but I lacked the curriculum, the structure to implement what I knew was possible. I remember before joining Inner Circle, my daughter rated my parenting as 4/10. And that humbled me because I was parenting out of good intentions, but I lacked connection with my children. After joining the Inner Circle, I learned what to do. I had the tools, I had the structure, I had the system, and I started implementing what I was learning in the Inner Circle. And now my daughter said, "Mommy, I think you're an 8 out of 10. So that has gladdened my heart to know that what I am doing is working. One big change for me is that I don't react anymore. Instead, I pause, I listen, and I try to speak from the place of understanding rather than just correction. We have created more peace, more connection, more stability in our home. And our home is emotionally calm. And this has also impacted how I teach in the teen ministry. Inner Circle is not just about me or my children. Even my generation to come, my children's children and future generation will be impacted by what I am learning and implementing in the Inner Circle. So my children will be others. My children's children will be others. Everybody around me will also be others. The vision is not just about me and my immediate family, but to see a community, a church setting, even everywhere I go, to see children, to see parents being intentional, and children raised as responsible, secure, and confident adults. What a world to live in. So, if you want to parent right, if you are struggling with parenting, or you want a transformation and a change in your parenting, I would love to have you in the Inner Circle. Join us. Inner Circle is not just a program. It's a movement. It's a mindset shift. And you will be glad you are part of this academy. Come in and join us.
Boom! We are live. Thank you so much for joining us here. And if you are meeting me for the very first time, my name is Oizamsi, the one, the only TIE Mike girl. I feel super excited and honored and privileged to be here today. Anchoring today MIPJ program. It is a great honor, and I do not take this for granted. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone joining us here today, as we have our wonderful guests who will be sharing our impactful journey. But before I move on, they say it is right to give honor to whom honor is due. And this is why I am honoring you, our Mama Cathedral, the TIPVC, the one, the only, Coach Wendy Ologe. I honor you, ma. It is such a great privilege to be here. And I find myself particularly blessed to be in this community, even before getting married. Honestly, if you are here and you're not married, you don't know how blessed you are. And I am so privileged. I count myself very, very privileged. And I'm so happy to be here today. And we have an exciting guest in the person of Mrs. Eucharia Udeh, a very wonderful personality. I've met her before during the TIP conference, and it was such a great experience. She's a fashion designer, and she's also a lecturer. We are so happy to have you here, our guest. Can we please meet you as you say hi to our audience? You're muted, ma. You're still muted. Okay, while she's trying to unmute herself, How ready are you for today's program? Drop your comments in the comment section. Let me see how ready and excited you are. It's a beautiful Friday morning today, and I'm sure wherever you are hyped and ready and bringing energy. Yeah, somebody said our host today had energy, energy on a 100 level. If you came here with low energy, you better go back and go and bring your energy, because today is going to be a lot of vibes and energy. Let me see the fire in the comment section. Today is going to be a wonderful program. The MIPJ journey so far has been so transforming and so wonderful. There's a lot that has been going on. Personally, I have been enlightened. I have been so transformed these few days that we've been having parents shared, and I'm always like, wow. At the end of every session, I'm like, are this really true? But to tell you the truth, it is truth. You see people coming and they are sharing. Sometimes I'm shaking. I'm like, these things are real, and I'm like, why will I not be in the inner circle? Even if I get married, I must be here. I'm already a life member of the inner circle. And if you are here and you're still wondering, should I leave? Should I not leave, my dear? You should be. I don't know why you are even thinking of that. That should not even be a thought of anything. Anyway, I hope you are here with your energy abada. Today, I'm not just coming to your humility abada. You are coming with your energy abada, because today we are coming with a lot of energy. So very soon we'll be having Mrs. Eucharia Udeh here while she's still trying to fix her stuff. How has the MIPJ journey been for you? In few days, we'll be ending and we'll be beginning a new cohort. It has been a transforming journey. I mean, what a year indeed. A lot has happened. The TIP conference, a lot has happened in the inner circle. And I am so blessed. I feel so honored to be here. It's such a great privilege to be here. And trust me, if you are here and you're watching alone, you are doing yourself a disservice. You're doing yourself. If you are here and you're not with somebody, your neighbor or your friend is not here, my dear sister, my dear mommy, my dear daddy, you are wrong. Go and call your neighbor to join you here now. Go and call your friend, your family, your village. If you are learning something and people around you are not learning, it seems you are setting up your children to marry a slave, as coach you always say. And I'm not sure any inner circle parents want to give their children out to an slave. This is the reason why you should go and call all your community members. If your church members are not here, if your friends, your family, your sister or your brother is not here, why now? Makawai. Go and call them and get the comment section firing. Bring in your energy about that, as I have said. And remember, I am the TIP mic girl. In case you cannot pronounce my name might be hard for some people to pronounce. My name is Oizamti, a very sweet name. But in case you cannot pronounce that, you can call me the TIP mic girl. It is only me. So let's go. I think Mrs. Eucharia is almost ready. Yes, I will be bringing her up now. So, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Ozansi.
Good morning, ma. I am super elated to have you here. I am super elated to be anchoring this program today. Tell us, how do you feel today? And what would you like to say to your audience this morning?
I'm so excited to be here. I'm here to share my journey. Like Coach Yolo said, that everyone has their own journey and our journey are unique. So today I'm here to share my intentional journey, and I'm so delighted to be here. And I hope that at the end of the day, we all will go home with something tangible, something to learn, something to unlearn, and even something some of us can relate to, or something you might not even be able to relate to. Thank you, Ozamsi.
Thank you so much. You know, one sweet thing about the MIPJ is that there are always stories you can relate to. These are not far-fetched stories. These are not poke and boo stories. These are not stories you go and fetch. These are real people sharing real story. And today we have the wonderful Mrs. Eucharia Udeh, who is ready to share her story. And like she said, get ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And mind you, if you are here, you are not with your pen and paper. Yet I am also with mine. As Coach will say, I am learning very well. Coach will say, come with your journal and your pen. So if you are here right now and you're not with your journal and your pen and your notepad, why now? You are wrong. My dear people, go and take your journal and your pen as we get ready to get transformed, as we have our wonderful guest. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to our Coach Wendy Ologe Mama Cathedral. I honor you. I hold you so special to my heart, and I am grateful for this opportunity to be anchoring this wonderful program today. So, without any further ado, let's dive into today's MIPJ journey. So, Ma, tell us, how has it been for you? Oh, where were you? At what phase, at what season of your life were you before you got to know about the inner circle? How did you find out about the inner circle? How did you join? Where were you? What point, what season, what phase of your life were you when you found the wonderful transforming inner circle? Tell us.
Okay, thank you, Zamsi. Before I got to hear anything about intentional parenting, that word first from my elder sister. My elder sister is someone that is, a Catholic, someone that we know like is not like every other person. She kind of is someone that has a mind of his own, a go-getter, and all those things. But because of her choleric nature, she was usually being misunderstood in the family. So I saw my sister when she traveled to Lagos. She came back and she used to talk about intentional parenting that her boss that she worked with, one of the series, was she's an intentional parent, and she used to talk about so many things, how this family has family values, how they have a way of doing things that was so different from what she used to know. And then when she came back, I saw my elder sister transform literally. And I was like, there must be something about intentional parenting. So, fast forward to when I became a mom, I started seeing myself doing something that I am not used to. I saw my or something that I said I don't want to do, like yelling. I told myself that when I start having children, I don't want to hear. And I saw myself, my baby was just about 6, 7 months at that time, and I'm already yelling. And it dawned on me that I'm doing something that was not okay. So I decided to ask some parents that I know, like one of my auntie. I went to a traditional marriage of her child as one of the ashiki. And while I was there, I saw my auntie do something that was not usual. We are supposed to, take the kola nuts like Igbos do for our guests, and we are just there making up and doing all sorts of things. And my auntie, so already that kind of 4:30, my auntie came and started, she was just speaking softly, just telling her children, "Oh, please, what are you people doing there? Why not take this thing to our guests? Do you want them to go?" I was like, wow, this cannot be my mother. My mom is, she was like, "Why can't you put me on? What are you doing here? Will you just come?" So during that moment, I now have to chat my auntie. I was now asking her, "Ma, is it like this is follow from your calmness, everything? Is it follow from,
Okay, ma.
or you learned it?"
Sorry,
She
ma.
told me that it was not follow from, that she learned it. I was like, okay, where did you learn it? She was not telling me there was a coach in her life that,
Hello, ma.
hello.
Yes, ma. I think your sound has a little bit of issue. So maybe you want to fix it a little while we have you back. Maybe it might be your external mic or something. Okay, well, Mrs. Eucharia Udeh is fixing her mic. Let's see you in the comment section. How is it going so far? Okay, we have a little bit of sound problem. She's going to fix that and she's going to be right back. Hope you are ready for today. We are coming with a lot of energy. Don't mind the sound. The sound might be, but don't worry. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of fire to catch today. If you leave here today and you are still cold, that means you did not attend today's program. So hope you are ready. Are you ready? And yes, I think we'll be having her back in few minutes, in few seconds. So the MIPJ so far, I hope you've been following. If you've not been following, like I said, go and bring more of your friends. The numbers I'm seeing here, I don't know what's happening. Go and call your people. Go and call your friends. Go and call them to be here. If they are not here, there's a problem. There's a problem. If you have not invited somebody here, you are planning to give your child out on a flavor. That is what it means. If you have not invited somebody here, you are planning to give your child out to an efulefu, and it is forbidden in the CIP. It is forbidden to be in the inner circle and your child ends up marrying an efulefu. How can you end that? How can you avoid that? Invite somebody here. Invite your parents, invite your siblings, invite your friends, invite everyone. Bring them today. Today is Testimony Friday. Yes, Yes, that is it. Today is Testimony Friday. Friday in the level 1 year that if you know, you know. Somebody just said that. Today is Testimony Friday. Oh, hope you are ready for today's testimony because it's going to be a banger. Somebody say banger. Let me see banger in the comment section. If you are ready for today's banger, let me see fire. Don't be scared. The roof will not get burnt. Okay, well, we have our guest back in a jiffy. Hope you're ready. Have you invited somebody? We are getting ready to have her. All right, and she's back on the stream. Welcome back, Ma. Can we hear you now?
Thank you so much.
Good. I think you're much audible now. So we want more of that vibe. Thank you. You can go on now.
So where was I? When you can't hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Ma.
Okay, so I was saying I now reached out to my auntie who I saw parents with calm and all her children talk so calmly. And I was like, there's something about them that is not normal. So I now asked my auntie, is it like a follow form? Like, is this something that you are born with to be so soft? Or is it that you learned this skill? And she told me that she learned the skill of talking calmly. But I saw all my cousins so calm. They don't shout, even if they are angry, they'll just be talking so calmly. And I loved it. So she told me that it was a coach that made her to become like this. But the coach is no more. So why after that conversation, I went and started searching about intentional parenting. And that was how I got to.
Can you hear me, Ma? Can you hear me, Ma?
Yes.
Okay, please, we'd like to start over again because we don't want to miss any bit. You know, the mic was interrupted, so we want to hear every detail. Can you please start over again? So the energy does not go. We are ready to listen. We do not want to miss out on anything. So please start over again. Thank you, Ma.
Okay, so I said I heard about intentional parenting from my elder sister. That word for
Hello everyone, my name is Elizabeth Ogunshola. I'm the founder of Brainy High Schools in the beautiful city of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. I've been in the TIP inner circle for 4 good years now, but this year 2025, interestingly, I requested to move back to level 1 because you see, it's not about how much you know, it's about how much you're willing to become through what you know. And for me, going back was a bold step forward. Before I joined the inner circle, I was already, hosting parenting workshops in my school. But I got to a point where I had run out of relatable resources to guide the parenting in my school community. I literally said a prayer, Lord, please, if you really want me to help this parent in my school, send me help, send me resources that people could relate with. And boom, I stumbled on Coach Wendy's parenting books. I must say that was the beginning of a beautiful transformation. And this transformation isn't just for the school community, it is for me as a parent. From time to time, we get our teachers to read and review Coach Wendy's books. And many parents from our school community are now members of the inner circle. Let me tell you, the impact of this is massive in our school community, trust me. From the book reviews by the teachers to our parents joining the inner circle, it's a lot easier for teachers and parents to work together. So we now have what we call shared relationships. We have shared values. We have parenting partnerships that work. It's no longer parents versus teachers. It's a beautiful relationship that exists. It's the teachers knowing the right discipline, to engage the children or the learners with. So let me tell you something. I have 3 degrees in early childhood education, from B.Ed to PhD. But I must say, even with my child psychology knowledge, parenting is not easy. Parenting is not theory. It's practice. It's daily responsibilities. It's emotional connection, emotional intelligence, emotional presence. It's showing up for your kids, making the right decisions even when you don't feel like it. And this is what Inner Circle has taught me. Inner Circle holds me accountable. It brings me back to what really matters. The home. There's a story that I'll never forget. There was an assignment we did in the inner circle, and we were asked to create these family values and family mission statement. my husband and I sat down and we redefined what should be our core values, and we got our kids to understand it. So one of them was decency in dressing. One day we were running out late. We're going for an event actually, and I hurriedly threw a dress at my girl. And she looked at me and said, "Mommy, I can't wear this." Then I said, "Why not? Come on, we're late. Come on, wear it." And she said, "No, it's not decent. You taught us that. Decency is part of our family values." You see what I did? I froze, honestly. And you know what? I apologized. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have done that, but TIB taught me to do that. The parents can actually apologize to their kids when they are wrong. And inner circle reminds me to be intentional about my actions and inactions. And let's be honest, you cannot parent alone. Love is not enough. Passion is not enough. Prayers are not even enough if you are not willing to learn how to apply the wisdom. So, a lot of us, we prepare for our careers, we prepare for our weddings, our businesses, but who prepares us, for the most important job, raising the children? Think about it. So in case you're still, thinking of joining the TIP Inner Circle, I want to welcome you. It's a journey that you will never regret. It's the Inner Circle where you feel like you never knew anything about parenting. Because there's just a lot to learn and a lot to do, but it's going to be good for you and your kids and their future. Trust me. So I'll be looking out for you in 2026. Maybe level 1, and I can as well go to level 2. But see you in 2026. Remember, parenting is about you. Bye.
Yes, we are back. I hope you are still with your energy, Abada. The energy is not going anywhere. We're not letting the energy go down. Yes, we went on a very short break so we can have our guest fixed mic so we can hear. I'm sure nobody wants to miss anything. I'm sure you're with your pen and with your journal. I hope you are here and you are ready to jot down. I hope you are ready to have your humility, not just humility, Abada, today. You are here with your energy, Abada, because every MIPJ is always transforming. You cannot come to an MIPJ and you go back the same. Trust me, I said it. If you attend an MIPJ and you go back the same, there's a problem. There's a problem with either your listening or there's a problem with either your jotting. There is a problem because you cannot pay full attention in the MIPJ and not go back with something. And trust me, I promise you today you are going back with something. Just prepare your mind. Even if it's one thing, tell yourself that even if it's one thing I will pick, even if it's just one word I will pick to run with today, I have come here and I will pick it. I will not go back to the same. Now, before we have our guest, let's quickly do an affirmation. Put your hand on your chest and say, I, call your name, I or Zamsi, the TIP mic girl, will not go back the same way I have come today because I will pick one thing. Just one thing to run with today. If you've done that affirmation, let me see you put it on the comment section as we get ready and fired up to get our guest on the stream, because today is going to be a lot of energy. Parenting is something that we take for levity. For real, if you look back and see how we were parented, you'll see a lot of flaws. One of the things that once you just hear, how was your parent? The first thing you say is, my parents did a perfect job. I also had that idea. Coming here. The first time coach asked me, so how was your parent? That's one question coach will always ask you. She'll say, so what are your parents like? How was your parenting? The first answer I had was like, my parents did well. My parents were perfect. She was like, she didn't really say anything, but I was like, is this man trying to say my parents did not try? But as I began to follow the inner circle, as I began to listen to coach, that's when I knew that, hey, there is a lot of error. That's when you begin to see so many lapses, so many gaps, and you're like, God, all this while, do you know that me, I had the school of thought that when I give birth, my children will be so disciplined. And guess what my discipline strategy was? I will beat the hell. If you try rubbish, I give you bath. If you try boss, I give you bath. Anyways, when I get to the inner circle, the inner circle has humbled me. It has given me, I have swallowed humility. And now I am ready. I am ready. See, I can't wait to start having children because I feel like I have the tools already. I have everything. And I just want to start implementing because I can't wait. Trust me when I say I feel like I'm too blessed to be in the yard and I'm not yet married and I don't have children yet. Yes, we have our guest back on the net. I hope you still have your energy about that, because today is going to be energy on a 100. If you're still with your energy, put the energy fire on the comment section as we have our guest, and I'm sure you don't want to miss a thing. So we are going to be starting all over again. We're going to rewind. Yes. Are you ready, dear guest, Mrs. Eucharia Udeh, the one and the only? Are you ready, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
so we're going to be starting again. I can hear you perfectly clear now. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. So I said
I
I
hope you
had
are with your
about
energy
intention.
about that.
I am.
Okay, so I'm going to
Eh,
ask you the question all over again so we can start all over again, because our energy abara is still very much strong and ready. So, Ma, tell us, how did you find out about the inner circle? What phase, what season of your life were you when you met or when you found the inner circle? Tell us, ma'am.
I said I heard about the Intentional Parenting Academy from my elder sister. That the word intentional parents. So because my sister used to be this Cornelic, who is like seen as the black sheep of the family, that one that has a mind of her own. So when she traveled to Lagos for jobs, she started working with one of the series, and her life transformed. She used to talk about how this family was an intentional he is an intentional parents, how they relate to their children, they have family value. And I used to visualize anytime she said kind of a thing, I was like, family value, what's that? I really want to have that kind of a thing in my own home. Fast forward to when I got married, I had my first child, and I saw myself yelling. And I don't like it because I came from a place that my mom is a yeller. It doesn't beat us. I never see my mom beat me as a child, but my mom is a yeller. So I said I don't want to do this thing, but I saw myself repeating the same cycle. Then I remembered my auntie, who I also went to a traditional marriage of her daughter. During that traditional marriage, something, since we are going, is already late for the program, around that kind 5:30, and she came. Food was not being served to guests, and she was just talking calmly, just calling her children. Let me just say the name is. Let me just assume that the name is Nancy. They're like, "Oh, Nancy, what are you doing here? Are you going to allow our guests to go? Please, people should carry this food to go and serve our guests." I was like, "Wow, it cannot be my mother. If it's my mother, I will say, hey, Mr. Sky, put in there. Will you come and carry this food?" So that kind of a thing, I was like, oh, okay, this is different. So I need to go. I went and after when I was now talking and thinking about intentional parenting, so I went to my auntie and I asked her, Ma, is it that this is a learned skill or it is follow come? Like you have this natural calm voice and you speak so calmly. She said, no, it is not a natural thing, that she learned it from a coach. I was like, okay, I would like to meet that coach. She said that she just like told me that I won't be able to meet her. I don't know what it is, whether this woman is dead or something. She said the woman gave her a book. And I said, okay, can I read that book? Because I really want to be a calm parent. She told me that she cannot even have access to that book because it had been like 1980 something and all those things. I said, okay, wow. So I started googling about intentional parenting. That's when I stumbled on Coach. I started following Coach on Facebook. And I saw from yelling to calm. So I registered. After the yelling to calm, I started, practicing what I learned, and it was so paying off. I was part of the understanding your child learning style. I bought Coach's book when she launched the Raising the Independent Thinking Child. I was also part of the TIP conference for that particular year, and I saw myself transforming. But I still have not really agreed to be part of the intentional parents because I was like, I just relocated. I'm not even earning much. I was just a primary school teacher earning about 16,000 at that time. So how am I gonna be able to pay the 50,000 at that time to be part of the intentional parents? So anytime I always comment in coaches um I always comment on her post that I can't be able to afford it. And he said, if Jonathan's sharing testimonies of people who says, well, someone said they sold their things, they borrowed money. I was like, okay, I should send I should borrow money. I don't like to borrow. So how am I gonna do this thing? But okay, fast forward to 2023, 2024. Someone just said something that stuck, that have this striking thing in my mind that she was able to cut costs and all those things to join. So I started to say, okay, like I can book a slot for 5,000, and after that, I will start cutting costs to save up. So that time when I receive my salary, I'll just split it into two. I'll save one and manage the other one. So I also remove birthday things and all those things just to be. So that's how I joined. By October of that year or so, yes, I registered for November, something like November 2023, 2024 cohort. I registered for TIP and became part of TIP Academy. Thank you, ma'am.
That was so palpable. That was such a wonderful journey. You know, the thing about patterns is that you will tell yourself, if I grow up, no, I will not yell. But without systems and structures, you will find yourself doing even worse. Trust me, if you do not find yourself in a community where there are systems and structures for you to follow, you will do worse than your parents did. You will look at your parents and say, my parents were bad, my parents did this, my parents did not parent us. But trust me, you will do worse. It will, the way you will do worse, your children, they will curse you. That is why you just need to find yourself in a curated system. Are you ready with your energy about that today? You heard what she said. See, coach will always say, if you have to barb your hair, cut it. What are you using? What are you doing with skincare when you don't have sense care? You throw it away. If you have to cut your hair, cut it. Some of us will use your money to go and buy millions of nairas of wig. You use it, cut the hair. Coach will say, cut the damn hair. Join the inner circle and get transformed. See, when you get transformed, every other thing shall be added. You know, even the Bible says, seek ye first. When you seek the right things first, every other things come naturally. Sometimes we waste our time seeking things that are not important, and then we leave the important ones. But whereas all you need is to just look for the important one. Hold on to the important one. Let me tell you, it attracts the other little ones. Are you ready? Are you hyped up for today's session? I hope you are still here with your energy, Abada, as we are going to be moving on. So, Mrs. Eucharia, tell us, what has changed for you in your parenting, in your intellect, in every aspect? How has the inner circle transformed you, business-wise? Because see, the inner circle transformed beyond just your parenting. So tell us, what aspect of your life has changed since you found the inner circle?
Our inner circle has changed a lot of things about me personally because Coach always say that parenting is about you. So when I came to the inner circle, it was first about me because at that time my baby I just had a baby, so it was not like he was not even that grown. So I told myself, I think I need to be reparented after reading that coach's book, Raising the Independent Thinking Child, and all those. And I said, I think I need to be reparented. So when I joined the inner circle, I was just there for myself. So one of the things that inner circle did to me is that inner circle changed me emotionally. I used to be this kind of person that they will say I am GP tank, that I cry too much, that I'm always crying. So any little thing, I will just cry. I remember when I was doing my project, anytime I get so frustrated or anything, I will just start crying. Anytime as in I don't understand what is happening, I will cry. So, but when I came into the night circle, coach said we should register for emotionally intelligent course. So I registered for it and I saw my emotion transformed. We talk about healing from childhood trauma. After that course, I saw me got healing because I'm that kind of a child that when I was growing up at a certain stage of my life, I started opening my teeth. That's about like when I was about 6 years, and everybody will always taunt me. I could just be on my own, and the next thing you will just hear is we, from out. I was feeling so frustrated, and I was the last born as at that time. So I started being defensive. If you talk one, because I cannot beat anybody. So when you talk one, I will talk 10 because I see that is the only way I can be able to cope. They started saying that I am talking too much. I have low self-esteem. A lot of things was just creeping into my life. I am intelligent, but I am not confident enough. I don't even go for competitions. Even if sometimes in the class I might just be, I might know the answer, but I will not have the confidence to actually say what I know. So I know that everything about me is not just okay. So I needed to reparent. So when I came to the yard, one thing that happened to me is to heal from what happened to me, heal from that childhood trauma, have a better self-esteem, have a better confidence in myself. I started seeing myself that I'm not ugly. I remember a particular time that someone looked at me and said, please stop laughing. Laughing does not fit you. Don't ever laugh again, you know. So that all those things was all the things that changed my mindset and brought this low self. Even though I was one of the high flyer athletes in my class, I used to be like one of the best three in the university. And I was one of the best three. I was even like the second in my own department. But still, I wasn't able to use what I know, or what I'm doing to change my life. So it was just low self-esteem of a thing and lack of emotional intelligence, no self-awareness. But when I joined the art, I saw myself being more self-aware. I reflect more. Anything that happened to me, I will go back and say, what is happening? I remember having an issue with a friend, and I went back to myself to reflect, like, what happened? Why did this thing that this person did got to me? And there is this thing that coach says, that nobody actually betrayed you. And during our um, healing from childhood trauma course, they also talked about royalty, being royal. And that, to me, I never knew that royalty was a thing for me. And I remember something that happened to me like 12 years ago that killed my selflessness and, my friendship, anything about friendship, anything bestie, I don't do. I don't have friends. I just assume that my sisters are my friends. I don't want to have any, because of what happened to me, that during our after our secondary school, something happened to me with people that someone I called my friend, and that thing broke me. Throughout the university, I just have everybody's my friend, but not like saying this is my G, that kind of a thing. That bestie, I don't have. So circle changed me. Now I have a friend. I am building friendship. I understand what it means to have a friend. I was even able to reflect on what happened to me that almost want to break my current friendship, that my covenant friendship God gave me. And at the end of the day, we resolved everything, and the friendship is moving on.
Ma,
Another
please, can
thing
you
is
be
that,
can you be more audible? Maybe you might want to take off your earpiece so we can hear you more. Can you be audible?
okay, can you hear me?
Yes, this is perfect. Yes, we can hear you now. I think
Okay. So I was talking about the TIP gave me
yes.
emotional intelligence. TIP made me who I am. TIP gave me confidence. Without TIP, I won't be there. I won't be here. I finished my apprenticeship in 2020, and I was not even able to start up my own fashion business because I don't have the confidence to do that. But after listening to coach, after attending healing from financial trauma courses, it's a webinar that we did, I had the courage to start up my fashion business. I resigned from my job, that I felt that I needed something better. I started seeing myself that I deserve something. I am creative and that creative side of my family, but I am not really using it. I'm not really earning from it. My creativity is for free. So when I do it for free. I don't believe that I should do something for somebody and get paid. So I used to do it for free. I can teach you how to make clothes for free. I teach people how to make hair by free. I was not earning anything. But when I joined TIP taught me to start earning from what I do. Even in my life of my children, their life is transformed. My son, through the knowledge I got from Sex Educator Child Reiki Pro, my son's life was transformed. I'm gonna talk about it maybe when we're talking about the books, the top three books. I'm gonna talk about what happened to my son and how Inner Circle helped me save my child from what would have been maybe a long-term disaster. So Inner Circle helped me in diverse ways. I became a lecturer because of what Inner Circle did for me. When I was being, interviewed, it was the confidence from TIP that gave me the confidence to pass the interview. And even when I started doing the work, one of the things I was teaching was nutrition and stress management. And we know coach will always teach us time and energy management. So that course is like I am teaching those university students exactly what coach was teaching us. And I was telling them about value. I made some of them to start thinking about their value systems and all those things. So inner circle transformed me, both my career, my life, my children, made me self-aware. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. That was such a beautiful story so far. Did you hear the part she said she was battling with low self-esteem? One thing the inner circle will give you is confidence. Trust me. Write it down. One thing the inner circle will give you is confidence. See, if you are battling with, I don't have friends, I don't, just come into the yard. You sometimes most people come into the yard because, oh, I want to parent my children, I don't want to be yelling. But my dear, what you learn from here is beyond just my child is you transform. See, you first of all reparent yourself, like she said. You need to there are a lot of trauma you need to heal you need to heal from. You need to get yourself to the level where you can face. See, if you come to the inner circle, trust me, even if you don't get anything, you cannot come to the inner circle and you follow through and you implement and you tell me you are still battling low self-esteem. That is a lie. That means it's another TIP you entered, not this one. If it is this inner circle you entered, you cannot come here and still be battling with low self-esteem. There's one energy. Hi, somebody say energy. There's one energy the TIP gives you. The TIP gives you one confidence that you are able to face your fears. You face things that on a normal you have shied away from. You are running. Oh, I don't want to be on the stoplight. Onye will spotlight according to coach. I am not Igbo, but I have coach as my Igbo coach. So why not? Onye will low self-esteem. You should be confident. That is one thing you should know. If you are in the inner circle and you're not confident, then you are not in the right inner circle. Maybe it's another one. But if you are in the TIB inner circle, one thing you know you will have for sure is confidence. Everybody you need confidence to be able to face life challenges. You cannot do life on a low, I want to. You need confidence. And one thing the inner circle will give you is confidence. She said when she joined the inner circle, she became more confident. She was things that she was doing for people for free. She now puts it. See, one thing the inner circle will give you is sense. It's not like you don't have the sense before, or it's not like you don't have the talent but you will be keeping it. Maybe I should. It's a lie. Coach will tell you that if you have to do it, if you have to start sell it. She said it was when she joined the inner circle, she had to quit her job. The job that was not favoring her. That was when she started to put what she already had in her into practice. That was when she had finished her apprenticeship since, but she did not use it. She did not use it until she found the inner circle, where she was giving the energy, where she was giving that push, and that was when she started using what she had. Coach will always tell you, start where you are. Start where you are, and that is what she did. See, you have a lot inside of you. There's so much inside of you, but you are always hiding because, I grew up. Like she said, she told us a story of herself of how she had a tooth issue and all of that, and that made her, and then that made people shutting her up and all of that. Let me tell you, you might have grown with a lot of trauma. It's not even most of us. All of us. So long as you grew up in an African home, my dear sir, my dear ma, you are traumatized. And you need to heal. If you don't heal, you will continue to bleed on people who didn't cut you. And that is why the inner circle is here. The inner circle is here to give you that transformation. It's here to give you that push. See, let me tell you, if you are in the inner circle and you're not hearing coach's voice in your head, there's a problem. If you are sleeping and you're not hearing, stand up and do this thing in coach's voice, you are not in this inner circle. If you're in the inner circle, you will get transformed. You're not just here. Please tell yourself, if you came here because, I want to parent better, tell yourself, I'm not just here to parent better. I'm here to get transformed. I'm here to build confidence. You're not building confidence. See, coach is not helping you. Coach is giving you confidence. And you have to grab it and run with it. Tell us, ma, how has the journey been in your marriage? How has inner circle helped you? Because one thing the inner circle does is an all-rounder. It touches every aspect of your life. Tell us, how has inner circle affected your marriage, ma'am?
Thank you. In my marriage, we have not gotten there, but we are gradually going there. Just like Coach Kunle said yesterday, that in a marriage we have different phases. There are honeymoon phases. There are, the crisis, that kind of a moment whereby you start feeling other aspects of the season. But one thing is that what inner circle gave me, that emotional intelligence, that even in any season that I see myself, I have this emotional intelligence to be calm, be patient, and to give it time. Unlike before, I might, started misbehaving. I will just flare up, or I will just be silent. I don't want to. But inner circle made me to always to learn how to communicate. That's self-awareness. So even when something is happening, I'm able to communicate what it is that is wrong and be able to say it the right way. So in my marriage, again, my husband is a pastor. So he's also helping me in the ministry. That my husband is a pastor with Living Faith Church, and being a pastor's wife, it has also helped me to support my husband's ministry, to be who God wants me to be beside him, to understand the wifey ministry and my place in his life. So I'm actually helping him to fulfill ministry and also in my own area of where God have called me. So my marriage is not so perfect because of the season. Like in this season, we are in a responsibility season. So sometimes it is actually telling on us, but we are on it. We are working on it. My husband and myself, we are on it. Thank you.
Yes, yes, ma. Coach will always say, take it one step at a time. Don't look at somebody's journey. It is your own journey. Follow it the way it is going. Own your journey. Tell yourself, this is my journey. As coach will say, now me get this gate, now me the manner. So you have to don't look at other people. Take it one step at a time. You might not be there yet, but trust me, you are going to be there. Coach was saying something yesterday. She said, one day we'll definitely tell the story. Everything is going to be a story. In fact, everybody is a storyteller because you have a story. So long as you put in the work, so long as you learn, you implement, you follow, it's definitely going to turn to a story. We are all storybooks. Yes, we're all storybooks. So tell us, ma, you talked about how you used to yell, how you used to yell at your children and how you saw that as a pattern from your parents, and then you didn't want to do it, but you found yourself still doing it. Tell us, how did it affect your parenting? Tell us how, give us scenarios of how you battled with that with your children. Yes, and I hope my audience, I hope you are still here with your energy, Abada. If it is fading already, put it on back. We are ready and we are set to listen to this transformational journey. Thank you, ma. Please go on.
So after that yelling, from yelling to calm, I saw myself reducing yelling. Like when I yell, I'll be like, oh no, yelling is a fire alarm. We only use yelling when someone is in danger. So it's only when maybe my son is climbing so high that I know that if I did not like raise my voice to yell meter, maybe yell meter four, or so that something might go wrong. Maybe he will hit his head or an accident might occur. So but inner circle, that cause thought or that okay, even if you just give that fire alarm, you come back to a lower yell meter so that you don't become a yeller. I saw myself reduce yelling. That even when I am now in or among people that yells, I was like, what's wrong with these people? Not as the coach you say that we should extend grace. So when you yell, I'm like, oh, calm down, nobody died. You don't need to yell. You can still, say what you want to say without yelling. So it transformed me. Even if I go home now, I was like, yelling, no, we cannot calm down. People should calm down. People should calm down. So yelling now becomes like a thing of the past. I am more calmer in myself. Everyone that comes around me will always know I'm more calmer. I don't yell like I would have been yelling and all those things. So I got transformed ritually. Thank you.
That was so transformational. I mean, we can actually feel the calmness. See, one thing the TIP will give you is that you might be, even if you are calm or you're not calm, some people have extra energy. Some people are calm. If you are calm, the energy will, the TIP inner circle will still give you energy. You will be calm, yet firm. Yes, you don't have to leave your shell. You don't have to, you don't have to be like, oh, I want to be. If you are calm, you cannot be calm and not be firm. You will be calm, but you will still be firm. And if you're not calm, we give you extra energy. That is what the TIP gives you. That is such a transformation story, man. And we are so happy to have you. So tell us, what are your top 3 webinars and how have they transformed you?
Okay, my top 3 webinars is time and energy management. I used to be that person that don't really know how to manage my time. The first thing that when I joined the yard, coach said that they were able to help Ayo. to manage his time for good 10 years. I was like, oh wow, 10 years. And now he became a timekeeper, that's in the school timekeeper. I was like, okay. So after coach finished saying that thing, she talked about energy management, and that was a game changer for me. I started tracking my energy level. I started using it to my own advantage. So that moment that my energy level is high, I tend to do things that stresses me, or things that maybe I don't like, or things that I need a lot of mental this thing to do. But anytime that my energy level is low, I saw myself doing those things that normally I love to do. So time and energy management is that webinar that changed things for me. I started having routines. I started building habits around it, so that I can be able to manage my time. Another webinar for me was rest as a skill. That kind of a thing that you would think that it's okay for you to, always doing something. After rest as a skill, I told myself the truth. There is no first position in motherhood. Nobody will give you a trophy because you are that mother that does not rest. So I started giving myself rest. I removed myself in some group that doesn't give me rest. That kind of a thing that you just be in your house and then they're telling you there is a program in this group, there is a program in this group. Coach will say, go and remove yourself. Go and unfollow some people. So I went and unfollowed different type of some people. I removed myself in some groups that is not like paying me. So I started seeing myself that I started having rest. Unlike before that, I hardly sleep like 6 hours. So, and I noticed that even my health was deteriorating. I told myself the honest truth that if I did not work on this, being that I have hypersensitive parents, I might end up being hypertensive. So I cut out all those things. I started exercising. These days I exercise on Saturdays. I go for my morning jogging. I understand that rest is the key for me. So those days I used to like, okay, who will I leave my children for and all those things. But now I said that no, it is important that I have my own personal, my free time, my me time. So I always take myself on a jogging. When I go there, I will exercise myself. I will drink lots of water. I will read. That's one of the things that I'm not used to stay. I will read for hours. And when I come back, I saw myself that I become more intentional. I am more calm. I'm parenting my children better. So that was another second webinar that is a thing for me. Another one was induction webinar. That induction webinar was fire. Coach was telling us, I have time to parent my kids. Because sometimes you'll be saying, I don't have time, I don't have time, I have time to parent my kids. And all of the things that coach was telling us, they opened our eyes. Auntie Tima came and said things. Coach Ebuka will come and talk to us about a lot of things. And I said, okay, this is a wake-up call for we parents. We cannot continue sleeping. We cannot continue assuming that we can parent in the same way our parental, because their time is different from our time. So I told myself that this place is an answer prayer for me. When I said I was not looking for intentional parents, and God saw how I stumbled on coach. So inner circle is an answer prayer for me. So these three webinars are my top three webinars. It has actually changed my life and my parenting and my business. Thank you.
Did you hear that? She said this place is an answered prayer. Is somebody here today? How is the energy going? Are you feeling the energy? If at all you've not picked anything today, just pick the fact that she said this place is your answered prayer. If you have been praying to God, God, I want to parent right. God, I want my life transformed. I want to do better. I want to do this is your answered prayer. And trust me, it is one step at a time. You might be like, God, I've been here now. I've not seen any change. Calm down. God will say, calm all the way down. Wear your humility, Abada, and come here. Take it one step at a time. She said, rest as a skill. Some of us don't even know that rest is supposed to be a skill. It's supposed to be a skill that we have. We just go, and that is why, see, your time is not running. The time is always starting. The same 24 hours everybody have is the same 24 hours you have. It is your energy that you manage. That was one thing I picked. You can see I am a yada indeed. I might not be a parent yet, but you can see I'm a yada and I'm picking the things. Yes, I am also a yadari yada. And yes, this journey so far has been so transforming. I am super elated and I'm so happy to have heard your top 3 webinars. And talking about the induction, who is hyped up for 2026 induction? Mind you, if you are not registered for 2026 inner circle, you will not be taking part of the induction. You will not be there. So if you are not yet there, go and get yourself in the 2026 inner circle, so you will not miss out, because the induction is another whole story itself. It's something you do not want to miss. Let me tell you, if the induction alone is the only thing you attend throughout the inner circle year, it's enough for you. It's enough for you to run with. So let me tell you, if you are not yet registered, go and register now, because this place is your answered prayer. Those of you, like Coach always said, Daughters of Zion group chat. No, you don't need all of that. What you need is the inner circle to transform you. This is your answered prayer. I hope you are jotting down. I hope you are taking notes. I hope you are taking something. I saw somebody wrote in the comment section that the one thing she has picked is the calmness. Despite the chaos of the sound and whatever, can you see how calm our guest has been? That is one thing the inner circle gives you. Calm in chaos. Despite the chaos and whatever, you have this calm, you have this firmness. The inner circle gives you energy. You don't need to shout. You don't need to be... But you have that energy. That is why I'm still asking, if you're not here with your energy about that, you are wrong. Are you still here with your energy about that? That was so wonderful, man. At least she did not give us 5 webinars and call it and made it as one. She gave us 3 webinars. So next one, you're going to be giving us your top 3 books. What are your top 3 books?
Like every other person, mentioning top 3 books, like, because every coach's book is Rema on his own. Inner circle is a place of Rema, and every coach's book is book from above. You cannot Google it. Coach always brag, and I can actually. But okay, one of my top 3 books I would say is Connect to Correct. When I started staying with my foster daughter, I read Connect to Correct, and I saw myself connect so much to this girl. She started staying with me from birth. I connected with her so much that at was a time that she wanted to go and stay with she wanted to go and be with her mom. I started crying. Like, I was now feeling like my daughter is going away, like I'm losing a daughter, that kind of a thing, because of Connect to Correct. Connect to Correct also made me to connect to my children. When I was doing connecting with my son, he was still very young, so it was not really working at that time. Connection and understanding his learning style made me teach my son how to walk, because I discovered that, okay, this boy is not working, but he's a visual learner. He started standing up from very young. As 8 months, he was already standing, but he wasn't taking steps. So when I learned about connection, and I discovered, okay, this boy is a visual kind of aesthetic learner. So what did I do? I just went to church one particular Sunday. I brought children of his age and just positioned them in front of him. So they tried taking steps. And when they were taking steps on that particular Sunday, by Monday, my son started taking steps. I was in school that day, and this boy started walking. Like, he started walking, and calling me, "Auntie, come and see. Daniel is walking." It was like, I say, oh wow. So understanding your child learning style and connecting with him can actually make my son to walk. So I taught him how to walk via connection. It is something that was tested and trusted. Connecting with my students. Connect to Correct made me to connect with my students. When during those days I was still teaching in primary school, I connected with my students so much that students from other class will come to my class to come and ask me whether I will accept to be their teacher. They always, whenever we are doing this in class, they'll be peeping through the window. The teachers sometimes will leave their class to come to my class, peeping through the window, because of the connection I had with my children. We connected so much. Some of them that have low self-esteem, even though they are intelligent, but there is this low self-esteem that they have. They started being more confident in themselves. They started, bringing out their innate ability. I started using that knowledge to bring out that leadership quality. They know that kind of thing that come out. There's one that was turned a bully. They say he's a bully. But when I connected with this boy, I saw that he's not a bully. He's just a choleric. That kind of person, like when you are telling them, okay, come and you write A, he can get up from his seat and come and start telling that person, Auntie say you should write A. So it's not like he's a bully, but he's someone who wants to help. He's a choleric type of person. So I said, okay, you become the class captain. That person, he used to be the noise maker in the class, but when I made him the class captain, the whole class, like, he will not allow anybody to misbehave. He that used to be the one that will misbehave, stop misbehaving. There was also a child again in my class that I connected with. That one, they turned her a lazy student. But the knowledge of inner circle taught me that this child is not lazy. It's just that the mobility, her hand still needs to gather strength. So because of knowledge from inner circle and that connection, I started giving her, I made sand tray using salt and color. I'll give her to write with it. I'll give her papers in the class to fold. And before I know what is happening, this child that couldn't write started writing. So connect to correct transformed a lot of things for me. Another one is raising the independent thinking child. That was actually the first book that I got from coach. It was also a game changer because when I had my child was about, when I had that book, I got that book when he was not even up to a year. The boy was already trying to eat on his own, and I was like, no, don't eat on your own. No, you want to come and dirty your body. So whenever he tries to do that, I will stop him. I really want to feed him. But when I got that book, after reading it, coach say, don't do for a child what he can do for himself. And I said, oh, okay. So if he can feed himself, why am I feeding him? So I started allowing him to feed himself. And that was how my little boy at that age started feeding himself. When I started my job in my new school then, he would just sit, he will eat his food, I will be doing my job, he will not disturb me. But once he just finish eating, he's playing. People were like, you are so lucky, this is your son. So that's raising dependent thinking child. I said even the tools from raising the independent thinking child was really, really helping me to raise my son to be an independent thinker. He likes to do things, he likes to help. I said I'll not stop him from helping me. I'll just, coach always say we should teach them how to do dangerous things carefully. So I started teaching him how to do dangerous things carefully. If at all he does something that might put him to harm, I'll just say, okay, struggle is part of the tools in raising an independent thinking child. I remember a particular day, I was warning him not to climb the fence. So that day he saw one, because he's a kind of aesthetic learner, he saw one girl in my yard that climbed that fence to plug pawpaw. He too decided to use that same road to climb. And when he climbed, coming down, he couldn't come down. He was not like calling me, mommy, come and help me. I said, oh wow, okay, this is a teaching moment for me. It's struggle. So I'll allow him, since I've been telling him not to climb and decided to try it today. I told him that you have to calm down yourself. People are telling me, why would you allow him to calm down? That what I'm doing is not good. I'm a wicked mother. I say, these people do not know where we are cooked to. Now, inner circle, when you see opportunity, you see it as a teaching moment for my son. At that particular moment, I saw it as a teaching moment to teach my son problem-solving skills. I see it as an opportunity to teach him, to allow him struggle and learn. I see that as an opportunity to make him know that every action has consequences. So eventually he came down, but he has a little bruises. After the whole thing, I empathize with him because I'm also teaching him empathy. I empathize with him, I treated him. At the end of the day, this boy just look at me and say, I'll climb again. And everybody must start laughing. This is the same person they are saying I am wicked. And now after he finished crying, he now told me that I'll do it again. I said, okay, if you do it again, you will calm down yourself again. And if you wound yourself, you'll be all right. I will treat you. I have my first aid box in the house. So all of us will be all right. So this is I learned how to, allow him take decisions, even as little as before he was even up to 3 years old. He used to select his clothes himself. As at now, he can dress, he's 4 years old, he can dress himself for school. I am doing this in the house. He wants to help you to cook, he wants to help you to sell the stew when you are frying it, want to help you turn the soup. So he's a very independent thinking child. Even at school, you see him that the teacher always say that he's very, very independent. One man was telling me yesterday that he likes my son, that the way that boy used to own his academics, that her house is close to his school. And he used to hear his voice, he would do things. I said, wow, that's good. So raising the independent thinking child is one. Another one is Sex Educate Your Child, like a pro series. That book and the knowledge on Sex Educate Your Child like a pro is also part of the courses that I registered even before joining the yard. So coach will always tell us that you start sex education from zero age by mentioning body parts to your children. So I started mentioning I will call everybody part by their right name. Coach will say, if it is too hard for you, you go to the mirror, you stand there, and you begin to call it by their right name. And before you know what is happening, you will get used to it. So I don't come and say, okay, we bring out, people will say in Tanta. I don't say that. I'll say penis, urinate. I'll call everybody part by the right name. So he knows, even when I'm backing him, I'll be telling him, this is your head, this is your eye, this is your nose, this is your breast, this is your penis. So that's to dedicate to like child. Like I also formed music because I saw myself that because of the yard and my child is still little, I became like a music composer. I'll compose music. Even for my students in school, I will compose music and they love it. I compose the music, my body is not a toy, my private part is not a toy, that kind of a thing. I will not play with it, must not play with it. So that song made him to, so something happened when my son was about 2 years old. Because I remember one intentional parenting journey in 2024, one year that talked about this and thing. I never knew that maybe I'm gonna see myself in that kind of situation. That my son of 2 years plus have to face molestation. It was something that broke me. And after this, educate your child like a pro, I used to have this every Sunday. I always call my child and like, show me your private parts. Did anybody touch you? Is there anything you want to tell me? We'll also do our song, we'll dance, we'll play, we'll do a lot of things. And while we're playing, we're also singing that song. So while I was doing that particular um, I'm gonna having that connection to with him that particular day. He told me something that broke me. Just told me that a young person that I know that used to come and help me, because then I don't have anybody that was staying with me. It was just him and myself. I know that as a mom now, when you needed help, and it's also someone that I was mentoring. So whenever I see help, I grab it now because come and help me, and maybe the boy is crying. I say, okay, don't cry, you're not scary. And the child was still a little child. I also used to mentor her a lot. So I had this kind of trust that okay, you're still growing. She's just about 13 years, so nothing is gonna happen. I used to, use that knowledge from inner circle to also mentor her. But my son told me something during that particular day. He told me that he said it in clear terms that the this girl was playing with his penis. Like he showed me, he said it. This is a boy of 2 years, he's not even up to 3 years, 2 years plus. And he mentioned exactly. I asked him, I would play with him. I saw myself emotionally intelligent, was top notch. I was not fidget, even though my heart was pieces, but I was still laughing with him. I was saying, oh wow, tell me more, what happened? He will just be telling me he was so happy, he will laugh. He was just telling me. I froze. My husband came back. I told him, can you repeat that thing you told me to daddy? He repeated it. We tried to confuse him. Maybe he didn't understand it. Maybe he was trying to be kind of a thing. He said no, he repeated it again. And I said, oh wow. So I was so down. I went home because I'm that kind of person that know how to connect to people. I called this girl, I started connecting with her, and she opened up that what my son said was actually true. It broke me into 1,000 pieces. I went to coach and I started talking to her about it. Coach calmed me down, coach helped me. I didn't know who I would have met to help me at that particular stage, but Inner Circle gave me that community, that curated community to talk about whatever that is troubling you, whatever challenge that you have, and you're gonna get a solution. You see people that are truly empathic. So the and even the other yarders, I have to, coach encourage me to share it in the group. I shared it, and most of them were so empathic. They were reaching out to me, but everybody was giving me tips. Everybody was giving me things to do to correct the situation. I handled it maturely. I handled it calmly, and with emotional intelligence at its peak. This was not me. Maybe if it had happened before I joined yard, maybe it had been on social media. Maybe the whole yard is gonna hear about it. I think this is the first time I even mentioning this in a place like this. Nobody, I don't talk about it. I remember a particular time that even after the thing I've like slided about, that parents did not even come to me to come and say, we are sorry for what our daughter did to you. And I was like, I still feeling this kind of injustice. Is it that I now love another person's child more than my own? So I also came to coach. I explained, coach, this is what I'm feeling. Coach said, can you just let it go and concentrate on your child? Coach gave me lots of tips, which I started using to help my child. And today, my child is okay. He's he's not even remember anything like that, because I think it happened very well when he was younger. Don't even remember anything like that. And I was so grateful that I did not like do something out of proportion, because if not for the yard, I think I would have spoiled a lot of things. Maybe I don't know. I don't used to fight, but I don't know that I would have fought. When it has to be about your child, I don't know what I would have done, but I know that it wouldn't have been the way it is. Even everyone that's listening to maybe the voice notes of the girl's confession will listen to me. I don't cannot even imagine how calm you are, your emotional intelligence. Coach will say you extend grace, and she also say that, and when they have to do with a minor, that person is also a victim. I was like, yeah, she was a victim of unintentional parenting. Because if maybe her parents were more intentional, she would not have done that. So that calmness, that extending grace, all those things made me to heal and heal fast. So these are my top 3 books from the arts.
That was so wonderful, ma. So you see the thing about the inner circle. The inner circle gives you wisdom. It gives you knowledge. On a normal, if you were not in the inner circle, trust me, you would have spoiled things. That you see the thing about if the parents around you are not learning the same thing you are learning. That's the problem. So when we say share, tell people around you to come and learn. Tell people around you to join the MIPG. Tell people around you to join the inner circle. You think, oh, we are just telling you because no, it is for your own good. Because trust me, if the parents of that child was also learning the things in the inner circle, had taken the course sex educate your child like a pro and had educated our child, trust me, that kind of mistake will not happen. This is the reason why we're always saying call parents around you, tell people around you to learn where you are learning. Because trust me, if you are learning something and the people around you are not learning, you are not completely safe. Trust me, if you are building yourself and the next person around you is not building themselves, you are not safe. This is why you need to bring other people. Tell the neighbors around you, people around you need to be learning the same thing you are learning, so you don't end up having issues. You don't end up giving your children out to a fools. That was such a wonderful and a touching story, but we can see how she handled it because of the tools, the structures, and the systems she already have in the inner circle. Trust me, if she was not in the inner circle, things would have gone worse. Maybe she would have gone to fight, and then everything escalates, and then things get worse, and then things get messy, and then maybe your child becomes shameful. She begins to be ashamed that, oh, something like this happened, but she was able to handle the matter with wisdom, with calmness, and this is what the inner circle gives you. When you begin to parent right, when you begin to do the right things, people start telling you you are lucky. Luck where? Onye will luck. Luck where? It is not about luck. It is about what you are learning and what you are implementing. She mentioned 3 books. First, Connect to Correct. She also mentioned Independent Thinking Child. Now, you cannot correct a child you have not connected with. And like Coach will always say, this is the number 1 book you should read. If you have not read any book at all, carry this one and read. If you want to start this journey, the first book you should read is this one. She also talked about the independent thinking child. See, your child needs to learn to do things independently. Like she said, doing dangerous things calmly. Remember her son that climbed this thing and after bringing him, after he came down, she was telling him that I will climb again. Now, if you have given that child the right structures, and you have taught that child to think independently, you don't have a problem. No matter what people say, you are a wicked parent and whatsoever. You just need to put in the right structures. You just need to put in the right system. Things will be going well. And people will say, you are lucky. My dear, it's not luck. It is the work that you are putting in. And then our guest played a very fast one on us. She said the Sex Educate series. We said 3 books, but Sex Educate alone is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our guest manipulated us and added 5 books as one. But no problem, we accept it. So far, it has been such a wonderful and transforming journey, and I am so elated. And I believe you have learned one thing today. If you've not learned anything at all, then you were not in this yard, because our energy about it alone was something to get. So I'm sure your jotting has been full. I'm sure your journal is already getting full because you must have gotten something. So, Mark, tell us, what will you tell people? Some people watching us out there now, and they are wondering, and they are still having to think about it. That, are you sure this thing you are saying is real? Do you think I should join? Are you sure? Are you sure these people are not just making up stories? Stories from where? These are real life journeys. These are real people sharing real stories. What do you have to tell these people? What do you have to say to them? People that are still wondering and like, let me leave it till tomorrow. And like, I don't have the money yet. But you are wearing wig of 3.5. What do you have to tell them?
Thank you. I'll tell you that if you want to join, you will join. This was exactly, and if you prioritize sense care, you'll be able to find your way. I just say that I was earning 16,000 as the time I joined TIP. I just prioritized it, like instead of me to use that particular money, because I discovered that the money I spend on birthdays, celebrating family members on their birthdays, was actually enough for me to register for Inner Circle. So I just prioritized, just like one woman gave me that hint. She just said, if I would have used maybe 6 eggs to cook for my family, I will reduce it to 2 and for 4. I'll now use the money for the 2 and I'll put in a save. I just booked a slot, and before I know what was happening, I saved up. And that was exactly what I did. So it's not about the money, just your priority. Because if you discover, you will see that money that you'd have used for sense care, you're also using it another way. So just channel the money the right way. Prioritize your sense care over self-care. It's not like you will not take care of yourself, you will not look good, but instead of you, Coach Ebuka will say, stay your wings and give your kids wings to fly. So if you have to choose, Coach always say that if you can afford the 2, fine and good. But if you cannot afford the 2, choose the other one. Pay to raise designer children over designer bags. So to me, if I can do it, you can do it. If I can use 16,000 naira salary to be able to save up for Inner Circle when it was 75, do the math, I was saving like half, and I was managing myself with half. I was able to save up for the year, because Inner Circle gives you this avenue whereby you can book a slot and you start paying little by little. And before 1st of December, you see that you have already saved up. You can do that. If I can, you can. Other people have done it. People have borrowed just to join Inner Circle, and I never regretted that decision. Even as at the time I paid for TIP, I was also heavily pregnant. Like, I was also having kind of double thought: should I pay? I should hold on to this money. And it took God to come, and God told me to join TIP. In fact, he has to tell my husband specifically to allow me to join TIP, that he has something for me in TIP. And I keep seeing God's hand in it. Even this year, I was like, okay, how? And God showed up. So I always see that TIP is a place to be. It's an answer prayer. We have grandmas, we have grandpas, we have singles, we have married, single parents. So people from all walks of life, please find yourself in the next cohort. TIP is a place to be, I beg of you. You cannot parent the same way your parent parented you, because this time and then is totally different. You can do that. If I can, you can. Thank you.
If she can, you can. If somebody that was earning 16K could gather the money and pay, That is a very wowicious wow. I am amazed, and I am much more inspired and motivated by your journey, ma. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. I mean, that was so amazing. Did you hear that? Now let me. These things are about priority. You just need to get your priorities straight. What are you doing drinking mineral every day? You're drinking something. You're drinking Coca-Cola every day when you don't have sense care. You are doing skincare of 500,000 when you don't have sense care. What are you doing exactly? On with skincare when you don't have sense care. What are you using it for? They say give your children wings. Yes, sell that. If you need to sell your property, sell it and get sense care. It's not about the money you have or the money you don't have. See, the money ends in the induction day. On the day of the induction, that is when your money finishes. If you doubt me, come to the inner circle, attend the induction first, and then we'll know. And then there is just 9 days to go. 9 days to go, and you are not yet in the yard. Anyways, before I let my guests go, finally, please tell us in one word or in one sentence, how will you describe the inner circle? In your own word.
This is difficult, but for me, because of the office I occupy as a pastor's wife, in the yard is a place of rhema. Coach has a unique way to explain the scriptures, and this have really rubbed off on me that when I'm explaining the scriptures to people around me, they'll be like, I've never seen it in this light. It happened that even a pastor have to be giving me Wednesday fellowship to be handling, because of that rhema. So inner circle to me is a place of my rhema. Anytime I come, I always go home with something tangible. Whenever I'm reading the scriptures, I see it in a different light. So inner circle is a place of rhema. You need to be there.
Yes, I totally agree. Inner circle is a place of rema. I can attest to that. I totally agree. Thank you so much, Ma. It was such a wonderful time with you. I really appreciate you. It was such an exciting time to have you. So good to have you. And I look forward to seeing you in the 2026 Inner Circle as we let you go. Thank you so much for having us this morning. All right. Thank you so much.
I also want to appreciate Coach for this opportunity, Coach Kunle, and all the TIP team. Thank you so much. Even Coach TY, I want to opportunity to say thank you for the scholarship you gave me for 2026. Thank you so much. And I love TIP. You can also call me TIP John. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, Ma. It was so great having you. Thank you. Do have an amazing day with the rest of your day. All right, did you hear that TIP is the place of Rema? If you did not get anything here today, one thing I have taken is TIP, the inner circle, is your answered prayer. Trust me. Personally, for me, you might be looking at me, but for me already, TIP, the inner circle, is my place of answered prayer. I feel like my prayers are already answered. I'm already here for life. Like, I feel I am very opportune though. You're seeing me. I am a very blessed girl to be here already, even before getting married. I'm already getting the tools and everything I need. TIP is a place of Rema. One thing you get from TIP is you get extraordinary wisdom. There's a kind of understanding. Have you heard Coach explain scriptures for you? Something you have never gotten before. There's a kind of rema you get, something you cannot get anywhere. TIP is the place you need to be. TIP is the place of answered prayer. I've written that down. If you've not written that down, you can see me with my pen. I was also jotting. I hope you wrote that down. TIP is the place of rema. If you did not get anything today, just know that you will get extraordinary transformation in your mindset, in every aspect of your life. And trust me, it is taking one step at a time. And by the end, people begin to say, oh, she's very lucky. It is not luck, it is work. When you put in the work, it will show. Like we always say in the inner circle, with a work and in a show. It's 9 days to the inner circle and you're not yet in. What are you waiting for? You're not in the yard. See, let me tell you, by the time the ark shuts, even Noah does not have the key. Yesterday we made a post on Instagram about common phrases in the inner circle, and then the inner circle, the yarders, they were just showing themselves, and it is such an exciting thing to see. In the inner circle, we have our slangs. Have I told you? If you're not in the inner circle, let me tell you, you're missing a lot. I hope you are still here with your energy, Abada, because it is an Energy Friday morning, and I am ready for you all in the yard. If you are not yet in the yard, there's a problem. Please bring your friends and your family. You see the story she shared about her son. Now, trust me, if that person, if the parent of that child was in the yard, do you think such mistake would happen? No, because that child will also be equipped. As they are cooking her, they are also cooking the other person. So don't just get cooked alone. Don't just allow yourself to be the one to transform. Your family members need to be transformed. Your neighbors need to be transformed. People around you need to be transformed. This is why you need to bring people. Bring your neighbors. Don't allow yourself to be the only one transformed. Let me tell you, if you are the only one that is high and other people are high, you still have a problem. Because you will still, it's for yourself. You still have a problem. So you're not helping yourself. If you're the only one, you're only allowing yourself to be transformed. You're not bringing other people. That's a problem. The inner circle is in 9 days. And if you are not yet registered, you are outside. We've left you behind. We're in cohort 1Y, one more cohort to go. And the arc shots for life. Once it is December 1st, nobody enters again. Trust me, you do not want to be outside. You do not want to be outside. If you have to borrow money to join, see, these things are priorities. That's what we call scale of preference. If you put inner circle as number 1, the rest will follow. Like I said initially, when we just started, I said you just need to put the right things first. Every other thing will follow. But the problem is we are focusing on the things that are not important. But if you focus on the important things, like getting yourself into a curated environment, into a curated community, where you get systems and structures that helps you build not just your parenting, but yourself, let me tell you, life will be sweet. Life will be better, and people will look at you and say, this person is so lucky. It's a lie. It's the work that you're putting in. So today, this should be a motivation. This should be something that inspires you, that today I am ready to put in the work. If you are not yet registered, get yourself in the yard right now. And if you're already registered and you're like, okay, I've registered, so things will just begin to change. No. Get ready, praise up, put on your energy, Abada, and get ready to put in the work, because the work is what we show. It's not just the joining, it is the work that we show. Because like we say in the inner circle, with a work and in a show. So as you're coming with your humility, Abada, hope you're also coming with your energy, Abada. If you don't have, go and sow now. It's in 9 days. It's in 9 days. Come with your energy, Abada. I am the one, the only TIP, my girl, Oizansi. Thank you so much for having me here today. And it was such a great moment having you this beautiful Friday. See you again on Monday as we have another special guest on the show. Do have an amazing day. Make sure you join the inner circle. I am looking forward to seeing you in the yard. Bye.
Common phrases in the inner circle. Let's go.
You're coming for an inner circle webinar and you're not with your yellow blanket with red trimmings. Is that even a joke?
Oh, I'm running and I'm not looking back because 10,000 lions are chasing me. I have watched all the webinars, but today, Coach came with a bazooka.
Even with my humility agbada, I still collected.
If you're not in the ark, you better enter now because flood na bia o.
In the inner circle, we dey walk and they show.
CIP police is coming for you. There is no need harness here.
You definitely cannot relate because you are not in the yard.
If you are not in the yard,
why not?